Hello and welcome to a very special production of the Robert Mitchell Greenfield Birthday Trophy, a golf tournament steeped in history, founded in 1998 by two friends at Beaconsfield Golf Club who loved nothing more than to don sports jackets and fight it out for a battered old letter holder. We fast forward a few years to Dubai and quite a few other chums have joined the scene. Some friends for life, some certainly nothing of the sort. But much merriment was had on the way to building a great history of this competition, which would ultimately be pared down to its first two combatants, Robert Greenfield and Barry Cotter, who would fight not for a letter holder, but for a magnificent tour bag. And with that, it's time to get down to the action on the first tee of the Earth Course at Jumeirah Golf Estates, where the host, resplendent in baby blue and canary yellow, gets things underway, but not off to the best start. And in a match where traditionally momentum has been crucial, fast starts have been rewarded, the defending champion, who won in such authoritative style 12 months ago on exactly the same venue, found himself immediately under pressure as we take things to the second hole, where although he received a shot due to handicap, he was left with this lengthy par putt on this 540-yard par 5. Came up well short of the green here, and that putt is going to be significantly short of the hole as well. He would go on to hole it and nick a half in this early dogfight as Barry Cotter, the most prolific winner of this tournament, looked to assert his authority over the proceedings. Greenfield taking an iron on this short par 4 for safety and would lay up to this point here, and well, it would be a fairly chunked wedge. Barry Cotter driving into the greenside bunker magnificently with that baby driver, getting the ball up to within 25 feet of the hole. But Greenfield would see Cotter 3-putt and have this own lengthy 2-putt to get a hole back and remain all square, get parity back to this match. But it wouldn't last for long, because we take things on to the fourth hole, and Barry Cotter, beautiful 2 shots to just long of the green, and would roll that putt in, and dramatic fist bump. Moving on to the island tee, the par 3, the 5th hole for today's action. Greenfield would find the water with his tee shot, lose the hole and slip 2 down, and here's Cotter on this trademark iconic par 5. Greenfield asking his ball to behave itself. I don't think it was listening to him. Both men would struggle on this long par 5, which sees a creek bisect its way down the middle of the fairway as we play up towards the magnificent clubhouse here at Jumeirah Golf Estates. It would be ugly, certainly not pretty, as we find Greenfield still nowhere near the putting surface and playing from this bark mulch, trying to conjure something from the side of the green. He actually did a pretty damn good effort there, pitching it on to about 6 feet, but would lose the hole, and Cotter would go 3 up, and now really motoring greenside on the 7th hole. This one would be to win the hole from Greenfield, but he would see it drift by, and Cotter remaining with that 3-up advantage. And it really did look like things would be tough for the host. A 2-time winner of the tournament in the last 2 years, 2014 and 2015, looking to three-peat in 2016, but his chipping leaves a lot to be desired, and that one not the finest either, some 20 feet short of the hole. This was to win, and again it would be the tale of the day for much of the day, but that one would slip agonisingly by, and Cotter would retain that 3-up advantage. A shot hole as we reach the 9th. Barry Cotter 3 up, and that smooth swing starting to look ever more silky as we begin to approach the turn, and an authoritative advantage for the inaugural winner of this great trophy. Greenfield, resplendent in those yellow shorts, looking to just claw something back before the break, before that halfway house. And this one would be a lengthy effort. He would have 2 to win it from here, down the slope, and not great for line or length, in all honesty, but it would be enough. And now let's head, without further ado, to Kart Cam.
So Robbo, we have got to the turn.
We have
9 holes.
An unconventional turn.
I mean, you've taken a pumping for the first 8 holes, and then you were what, 3 down. But do you feel now, coming off the 9th, that you've turned the tide? You've just lovely par there with a shot to win the hole. What's your thinking going into this back 9?
Well, I needed that. I mean, 3 down, or dare I say it, 4 down, heading into the back 9 would have been bleak. But I've been fighting the conditions and fighting my swing.
Yeah.
But
also fighting an injury. Maybe
fighting an injury. Tommy 2 gloves here.
Yeah. Quite unconventional. How are you getting with
Very
that?
unconventional. I'm trying to block it out of my mind. I'm trying to just get into that zone where I'm just focusing on every shot at a time. So you played some very nice golf thus far, Barry, but I'm not out of this. I'm not done.
Yeah. Okay. I'm feeling supremely confident going into the back nine.
Just make sure you keep that guard up, because there'll be a few haymakers coming your way.
Well, best of luck with your tee shot.
Indeed.
And let's get on with it.
Let's get back to it.
Well, as this match reaches the halfway stage, I'm delighted to welcome a co-commentator, Peter, into the box to ruminate over how things are going to progress on this back nine as both men get their tee shots away on a long downhill par 3, the 10th hole. And Greenfield will be first to part, 2 fine tee shots from over 200 yards. And I don't know about you, Peter, but it seems like the quality of golf was starting to pick up at this point.
Well, absolutely, Peter, and Greenfield's got a lovely uphill look at this one. He's not holed anything today, so you'd expect him to give this one a good run. Oh, and he has, and that's just come up short, unfortunately, for him. So young Cotter will be looking to make the most of this now, really hammer home his advantage after losing the last. What do you think he's going to do here, Peter?
Well, he's given it a good run. Certainly had a little look. Oof, you can see the exasperation on his face there. I mean, he really felt he had that one, but it was enough for the half, and at this point, 2 up, that was all Cotter really had to do. He just needed to keep this fine young challenger, the defending champion, at arm's length and do as best he could. But we reached the 11th hole. It's an uphill par 4, strategic off the tee from Greenfield.
Great ball.
That 3-wood that probably gets underutilised because it's a real friend to him.
Well, it's a real weapon that Greenfield's got in the bag there, Peter, and yeah, I'd like to see him play that a bit more, but Cotter following suit here. I think that's a little strong forward he's got, actually, just to maybe lay a bit back of him and maybe get his blow in first. He's a cagey match player, so no surprise to see him just maybe take a little off this. Yeah, he has. He's just flighted out a little bit higher, and he should have a nice second shot in there.
Well, indeed he does. And it's just a wedge, just up the hill. It's a short par 4. He can attack it. And that's exactly what he's done. He's hit this one just a little bit long and left to about 20 feet. Greenfield, no slouch himself with a wedge. He's going in. This one's going to finish on the green and safely in birdie range. Inside Cotter from about 18 feet. But we're going to pick it up at the green now. And Cotter, birdie putt, 2 up in the match, and things are starting to get a little bit tense here, Peter.
This is a very big moment. If this goes in, it could be curtains for Greenfield. And he's given it a good run, and he's just shaved the edge. Quite incredible. Now, if this match is going to go the distance, you really feel like young Robert's got to get something going here. He's been missing them all day. Surely not another one. He's really got to strike here.
It's an ungainly putting stroke. He's rather hunched over the ball and utilising that claw grip, still with those 2 gloves on, battling that injury. A real brave soldier, but here comes the putt. And he's made it. He's made it, and that's the first Greenfield fist pump, and that's back to 1 up, or 1 down, I should say, for the defending champion. Marching off, and there's a bit of a springy step. Cotter smiling, but I think that hides a bit of frustration.
I think there was gritted teeth there, if I'm not mistaken, Peter. And we're off to another par 3 with Greenfield, adrenaline pumping. Let's see what he can do.
It's a pretty good swing. I think he really covered the ball there, but it's actually gone long and left, and it's skipped past the green, and just a bit of adrenaline flowing through his veins from that missed putt. He's hit a 6-iron into the breeze, a good 190 yards here. Cotter with the same club, and this one is absolutely all over the flagstick. You can tell he liked it, the little poser. Greenfield down by the water's edge, popping a chip up, but this hole is getting away from him, and having got 1 back on the last to reduce his arrears to 1 down, he now finds himself struggling to keep pace, because Barry Cotter, Peter, is really in the box seat here. He's got a putt, in fact 2 putts, to win this hole.
And he's having a very good look at this, but he's just misread that one. He's not often guilty of that, but that one's got away from him, but safely in for his 3, and pressure back on Greenfield. Now he hold a good one at the last. He's having good luck. Deep squat there. I hope his knees are okay. He's not getting any younger these days. Bless him. But he's up. He's up. No need for assistance.
Took him a while to rise there.
He's just smarting a little bit, but he's going to give this putt a go. Doesn't need to walk it off.
He's got an almost Harrington-esque gait about him when he's, feeling a few little drops of confidence surge through those veins.
Yeah, big putt. Not sure how much feel he's got with 2 gloves on. It's unconventional, as we said.
Yeah, but he wasn't making excuses, and hasn't been until that point. He knew he was injured, he knew he was hampered, but there goes the putt. And it slid by, and that bright, breezy step has returned to a somewhat slouched saunter as they reach the 13th hole now, and Cotter back to 2 up. And really, that Jack Russell of Robert Greenfield has been nipping at his heels, but he's always managed to stay a few yards in front. And that dog is tiring. But here he is on the 13th tee. A lovely smooth swish. He's got great clubhead speed and really...
Just a lovely confident swat, that one. That's gone beautifully down the fairway. And let's see what Greenfield can respond with now.
This one's more of a larrup, but that's a decent one as well.
Oh, he's dancing around on the tee there. Like a young 18-year-old in a nightclub. Not quite sure what he's up to, but he knows he can move his feet around. Not impressing anyone.
Cotter getting his blow in first. And it's a squirty, horrible little thing.
He's pulled out his stinger. I think he's pulled out his stinger there, Peter. I think he's gone for his safe shot.
Peter, I think he got away with that one. And Greenfield now with a chance to get something back. But no, stuck between patterns. He's been working with a new coach. He's been rerouting the club on the top of his swing, and really,
I'm not sure where that was routed to. That's gone in the wrong direction. And he's hacking around in the woods,
shopping around. And although he does extricate his ball back onto the grass, Barry Cotter, from a very fortunate position, capitalises.
Absolutely beautiful, that, Peter. I mean, that's a nail in the coffin, surely.
And I feel he knows he's lucky.
There's the fist pump again.
He looks a little sheepish as he walks up to the green. Greenfield doesn't know when he's beaten. He's probably got 3 or 4 shots in arrears, but he's still plugging away. 2 gloves, and you can't fault his heart. Cotter, just a short birdie putt. Greenfield, I think, was putting for bogey or some such thing, and
you could
just the frustration really starting to pour out of that baby blue top.
You could probably fault a lot of other things, Peter, including his putting stroke, if you wanted to. But yeah, perhaps not his heart. Now, Cotter just mopping things up here. He's got about 5 for it, I think, and he's just going to, just knock that in for a birdie. Confidently done. Another little fist pump, and he's off.
Yeah, there's an arrogance about him that's hard to like. But here he is on the 14th hole. That baby driver, which has served him so well so far. Greenfield starting to look, dare I say it, a little shirty, as that lovely polo of his becomes somewhat dislodged from those canary yellow shorts. Down in the bunker, the fairway bunker, what can he produce? Well, I can tell you, it was a magnificent strike from 175 yards into the breeze with a 7-iron, and suddenly things aren't looking so rosy in Cotter's world.
But he's still got an easy shot into the green. But if anything, I think he's hit that too well. It's flown to the back of the green. Now there's a slippery one down the slope. He just needs to be careful of the pace here, and that seems to be trundling on a bit, which is very unlike him. He doesn't want to be doing anything silly now. So this one for par with
Didn't lose his turn. Didn't lose his turn. Would you look at that?
And another misread from the man. He's not happy.
Greenfield, having been in that deep fairway bunker, certainly looked out of it, and he really is clinging on by his fingernails at the moment. And that's a poor one. And you can see he's a man battling frustrations. He's battling the elements. He's battling his blisters.
And any man who's played in this competition knows that those aren't given. So he lines it up again straight away, scratches his foot for some reason, unconventional again, and he's going down to it.
And a really good look at this claw grip that he employs. Usually doesn't putt with a glove, but he's got 2 on at the moment. It's in. And that's a win. That's a much needed win. And back to 2, and it's still live at this point, but that's a poor drive from Greenfield. It's a borderline snap hook, and again, body language just tells you that he's really fighting things internally. Cotter, well, arguably one of his best drives of the day, piping it down the right side of the fairway. Greenfield on this par 4 reduced to using a fairway wood. He's played a good one, squirting it up the right-hand side through the little gap and towards the back of the green, but he would short side himself, and Barry Cotter starting to sense now that he has this match, that he's turning the screw on his dogged opponent, this Jack Russell who just won't know when to stop. Chipping, a little yippy there, and he's lost that one. These greens on the earth course are slick, and that one, as you can see, short-sided and down the slope. Just had no shot to play. But Peter, what do you make of Barry Cotter's putting stroke here?
Well, he's just run it past a bit now. I think he was going to baby that one up, but he hasn't. Now Greenfield's got a chance here. It's between slim and none, to be honest with you, the way he's putting today. And oh, that's off. That's really something.
Well, that was a putt born of frustration. That was just a frustrated putt. And Barry Cotter, another fist bump.
Mops it up, never in doubt. Pick up the flag, mate. We're on to the next hole.
And, you know, at this point in time, a referee, were he adjudicating, would be asking Greenfield's corner if his man is fit to continue. But I tell you what, this 3-wood was the shot of the day from the tournament host. You can tell, again, no heart, no fight in him, or no quit in him, I should say. It's all heart. And that one split the fairway a good 300 yards down the middle. Cotter blocking his tee shot out to the right, managed to scurry something through the gap there. And when you can win ugly, like he's been able to do, as Greenfield again finding that fairway and playing a lovely wedge to the back of the green, you know, you might look at this and say, well, you know, who is winning this golf match? But Barry Cotter knows how to get things done. He's a bit like Jordan Spieth in that respect.
And not the shot he wanted out of the bunker there, but all Greenfield has to do is find a bit of pace down this slope and knock it in. It's actually one of his nicest putts of the day. That's an absolute beauty.
Very well judged. Very well judged. And again, it's Dormy too now. He's never been able to get within striking distance of Barry Cotter. And this is the crunch time. Must win these last 2 holes to have any hope, but that's a block.
Quite an aggressive play on this short par 4 as well. Cotter there knows what he's doing, out with the driving iron, and that's a beauty. Picks up the tee, and Greenfield off in the mulch again.
And you know, he loses the foothold from that position. Club enters turf before ball, and Barry Cotter is looking good at this point. Greenfield pitching from back here. Actually a pretty good effort.
It's a lovely effort. But it would run on again, and just not catching breaks today, Greenfield.
You can see the speed of these greens though, Peter. They are lightning.
Well, this man knows the speed of them, Peter. He's just rolled that up nicely.
He's doing enough. You know, it's not always the prettiest, but it's economical. And he's beaten the man in front of him, who's now tottering on the brink. That needed to drop, and again, just never got the lines right all day long. This for the title. And there it is. And if truth be told, there was very little doubt about this result from the off. The competitors civil with one another for the first time today. And without further ado, it's time to pass things over to the host of the prize-giving presentation.
Hello and welcome to the prize presentation of the 2016 Robert Mitchell Greenfield Birthday Trophy. A tournament that was founded on the principles of suspending friendship and winning at all costs, and be damned to everything else. And we have our champion, a very fitting one, in 2016, Barry Cotter, the first ever, the inaugural winner of this great trophy that has morphed over the years from a humble letter holder to a bag of quite stupendous proportions. Before I hand over the great prize that you really want to get your hands on, Barry, talk us through how that 18 holes panned out for you.
17 holes. Yeah, it was a great match, as they always are. Tight, some quality golf in there. Both hit some great shots. Really pleased to come out as a champion. I think neither of us had our best day, but you know that doesn't matter in match play. It's about getting the job done, and luckily I was able to do that today. You know, you've two-time defending champion. You've been a great champion, and it's an honour to be the custodian of this bag for the next 12 months.
Well, excellent. Without further ado, Barry, I say a big congratulations to you. It pains me a little bit to hand this wonderful trophy over to you, but it's now yours to do with as you see fit.
Well, thank you very much, Robbie. Absolute pleasure. I'll look after it, and I look forward to the Battle in 2017. The only thing that I guess I should do is to clear out the rubbish, really, isn't it?
He's a great friend.